Hello there, Brandon Bailey here again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel here. Here to do the follow-up to the ranking of the Strokes discography video, and this is my top 10 favorite Strokes songs. So yeah, all subjective opinions here. Love to know your lists below, but try to get into this pretty quickly here. Talk about all these songs a little bit. So, at number 10, I have my only song, unfortunately, from Room on Fire on this, and I'll say this about my top 10 list, is that I do my best, especially when a band has enough albums that I can do this with and they don't have too many. Try to include something that I enjoy from everything. Sometimes it seems arbitrary to myself because I don't know, sometimes it's hard to pit certain songs. There's so many honorable mentions for them, so to try and include something from every album without feeling bad about it is really hard. So 1251 at number 10 is my only inclusion from Room on Fire, which seems a little weird for me in the guitar department because I feel like there is maybe cooler guitar solos and moments like that than 1251, but I love the story of 1251 that he's telling, and the lyrics and the vibe, and their first use of that synth guitar effect on there is pretty cool. Really dig that. But yeah, it's just got this moody vibe. I think it's one of Nikolai's best bass lines on it, and that's why it stands out with the rest of the track list to me. Number 9, we got Barely Legal. Definitely one of my favorite songs from Is This It? Yeah, it's just such a catchy song. I don't want to say it borrows anything particularly from Hard to Explain, but it's similar to Hard to Explain to me, how the interwoven guitar parts work. I just feel like this one is maybe one of the Strokes' simplest songs structurally, but I just feel like it's still very interesting in the way everything's interwoven together. And like 1251, in a similar vein, I just really love the storytelling on this one. I love where he's going with the lyrics. So, yeah, it always has stood out to me. Even though, again, like there might be some cooler, more interesting guitar solos and work like that on Is This It? But Barely Legal to me, the message of the song and the lyrics and everything just really have always stood out to me. I love Mama says I'm running out of luck, and my sister doesn't give a fuck line. Like, to me, that is just like Julian's like approach on this album in a nutshell. Like, always really love the lyrics here. So, number 8, you got 50/50. One of their most punky, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it, like kind of moments. And I was watching like some Zoom interview they were having around the time the new Abnormal was coming out. They were doing like interviews, their own little episodes, and I think Albert brought up 50/50 or something for some fucking reason. He was talking about using it for like a skate video, and like I never knew what the meaning behind the song was. I just always liked it and the vibe and the lyrics and stuff. And 50/50 makes sense now that he wrote it like specifically inspired and for like a skate video or something, because it's a 50/50 grind. You know, both trucks on the rail. For those of you who skate or maybe don't and need an explanation. Yeah, so always like that for that. I love skateboarding, love skate culture. So when I found out that that was the vibe of it, that obviously clicked for me. I love the riffs in it. And, you know, for all the great guitar solos that there are on Come Down Machine, again, this one doesn't really have a guitar solo necessarily. It just got great guitar work and moments, and I love the energy behind it. It's so frantic and panic-inducing, got that urgency behind it, and I love it. The funny thing about that interview they were having is I think Julian said that he doesn't remember the song at all. He brought that up. Like I think Albert was having trouble remembering what it was called or something at first, but Julian was like, I don't even remember writing that song or what it was about or anything, which is very interesting because it's just such a standout track in their discography for me. Gratisfaction is at number 7 off of Angles. Definitely one of their coolest riffs and a little bit of a throwback to their old style on the first two albums, but at the same time has got a new life and energy bred into it. I don't know what it is about it. It just kind of has that more, maybe like Americana, like kind of feel, while still having a post-punk vibe to it, that new wave revival vibe. I kind of hear it still. But it's just such an interesting song. I love the guitar work in this. The solo is amazing, one of their best. The lyrics are cool. Just really upbeat and kind of like a happy, melancholy song. Probably doesn't have a happy meaning behind it, but, you know, it makes me feel happy listening to it, so. Gratisfaction. And then after that, got probably one of my most controversial picks here. At number 6, we got Juicebox. And I know a lot of people don't like Juicebox for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I have always been attracted to the song. As soon as I heard first impressions, this song, it was a clear standout, and I knew it was always going to be one of my favorites. It's just so brooding and evil sounding. And I've heard some people say maybe that Julian's vocals like aren't convincing or something on this. He's never not convincing to me. He just always is doing what suits the song best, in my opinion. So, yeah, I kind of like the chaotic, paranoid vibe on this song, and the main riff, that boom 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 boom, it's like got that diminished note in it. I haven't really examined it. I haven't played the song. I know how to play it, but I haven't played it in a while, and I haven't really examined it music theory-wise, but I'm pretty sure the song uses either Locrian or Lydian, which are both... Locrian especially is not really a mode that's used very often, but I'm pretty sure the song's in Locrian, and it's very interesting because of that, because it's kind of difficult to write with. It's just so cool. I love everything about the song, the heaviness of it. It's their most heavy metal, probably. The solo on it's awesome. I still don't know how the hell he even does that shit when it first comes on. I mean, it sounds like a tremolo thing or some sort of phasing thing, but he just clicks it on. It's like, it sounds like he's tremolo picking on it, but it's just doing this crazy back and forth effect on the speakers, and then like he tunes it back down, and he just got that. It's just so catchy. Every note's in the right place. I love it. I love everything about this song. Juicebox is great. Don't know what y'all are hearing, what y'all are listening to. Maybe it's just that we want different things out of the Strokes. Different strokes for different folks. Right? So, number 5, we got Take It or Leave It. My last song on this list from Is This It? In spite of it being my second album, you know, by them, that in my ranking. Take It or Leave It. I just love the lyrics so much. Another great story song. Yeah, it's just the whole energy of the just take it or leave it, take it or leave it is just so awesome. The drums are probably the best on Is This It on this song. Like, he's just slamming away on them bitches. And the solo, man, is just like got such a good catchy punk energy to it. It's just awesome. I really like it. It's you know, got a good message behind it and everything. It's such cool riffing. Yeah, take it or leave it. So 4, we got Metabolism. And this is one I don't hear anybody really talk about much. I mean, I guess I've never really heard anybody say anything bad about it, maybe. Not that I recall anyway, but to me, this is the most underrated song in their entire catalog. Be it that it's at number 4 for me or whatever, and not at number 1. But it's just so weird. It's such a weird song. It's kind of... I'll probably say this a lot for some songs that I like a lot. It reminds me of a Zelda dungeon, like from The Legend of Zelda. The chord progression to it and everything just sounds like something that would be used in, like, I don't know, like the Forest Temple or something like that, or the Ice Cavern or Water Temple, or maybe even temples in the first 2 original NES Zeldas. Definitely gives me them vibes. Love the solo in Metabolism. Like, it's just so fucking awesome and catchy and just unexpected from them. The drums in this are super cool. It's got such an awesome rhythm and groove. I don't know what the hell Julian is talking about in this song at all, but it sounds cool and his vocals sound amazing. And this is one of the ones with the distortion filter on them, and I think it works real well. Such an interesting, weird song for them. At number 3, we got, gonna try to pronounce this right, Electricityscape. Electricityscape. Electric Cityscape. From First Impressions of Earth. I know it's weird that I have a couple songs from the album that's at the bottom here. Don't come after me. But yeah, this song is same reason as Metabolism. Gives the chord progression, gives me them Legend of Zelda dungeon vibes. Specifically on this one because of the phrasing of the notes. It just reminds me of the temple theme from Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. It just got that. Anybody who plays Super Smash Bros. Melee knows what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the vibe Electricityscape gives me. And this is another one like Juicebox when I first heard it, that just completely threw me through a loop. Like it's still very strokesy, but it's just the writing on it, and the lyrics are super cool, and it just seems to be one of their catchiest songs to me. Just so catchy and memorable and hooky. Even the guitar solo is like a hook, you know. Yeah, so cool. And the fact that it comes after that line, you belong on the radio, you know, it's just so well crafted. Love this song so much. I hope I'm pronouncing the title right. I've always been questionable about that. And is it a combination of escape and electricity, or is it electric city and then a cityscape, like landscape, soundscape? What are we talking about here? 2, my only track on here, weirdly enough, from my number 1 album, The New Abnormal, Not the Same Anymore. And goddamn, dude, it was so hard to not include more songs off of this album, because I really like them all a lot, above like a lot of their catalog. And yeah, Not the Same Anymore. It's got one of my favorite guitar solos by them. A lot of my favorite solos have their huge ass bends, but the solo to Not the Same Anymore is pretty much just all extremely large bends. Especially that lick, it's like, it's like, how the fuck did he think of that? I don't know. But very cool. I love that song. It's got that sad, melancholy, but also upbeat. I mean, I could get cheerful vibes from it too, but if I'm in a sad mood, a lot of the songs on New Abnormal kind of just put me in that sad mood. So, Not the Same Anymore is just such an interesting, catchy song. When it was coming out during the COVID times, I felt like the lyrics to this one stood out to me the most, and they still connect with me to a certain level. Yeah, beautiful song. I want to mention Nikolai's bass line at the end of it too. Like when the song's fading out, it's just so pretty. I love it. It gives me chills every time this song comes on at the end. It's just so wild how well crafted it is, like all their songs. So, number 1. Yeah, so this is the only song not on an album on this list, and I wish that this EP, the past, present, future, present, past, sorry for messing up the order if I did, I wish it was not an EP and not just 3 songs, as interesting as the concept is to me, with them kind of doing what they've done on their albums, but like kind of approaching it, you know, like they're being self-aware of themselves. Like the first song, Drag Queen, is like total like new Strokes approach. I don't think they've really gone for that yet again, like really what's going on that song, but it does feel like if that would be the Strokes of the future, right? And then Thread of Joy is so much like the early Stroke stuff, just with the new mixing on it. I mean, I can't say that any of this stuff is mixed like another album, but yeah, Thread of Joy is obviously like that. And then my favorite song, number one on this list, Oblivious. Yeah, it's just such a perfect combination of all of their things, you know, future and past and present. But I believe that this song, I'm not aware of what. Obviously, I think Thread of Joy is past, but I've always been debatable whether Drag Queen was future or present or what. I think that's future because Oblivious to me feels like what they're currently doing with the mixture of the modern and their old elements to their. So yeah, Oblivious has just always been a special track to me from the first time I heard this EP. And like a lot of their songs special to me, like they're all good songs, but this one's super cool. It just goes all over the place with the styles. As much as I feel like this is one of their most Daft Punk influenced songs, especially after the first half of the guitar solo, because it starts off this guitar solo with them awesome fuzzy ass fucking bends and licks, and then it goes into that little back and forth arpeggiated line, which sounds like to me is still part of the solo of the song, but it just sounds like Aerodynamic or something like that by Daft Punk. You know, they do a lot of those kind of sequencing lines like that. And yeah, the groove of this song in general just feels very Daft Punky to me. But yeah, I just think this is Julian's top vocal song. Especially the line he does at the end when he starts doing like that weird quavering line. It's so cool to me and so beautiful. I love the lyrics of this song. Seem to be about you know, future generations, you know, kind of taken over from the past, moving on from the past and stuff. That's just such a good song. I mean, it really hits me every fucking time. The lyrics, the synth guitar stuff, the grooves on it, be it the drums and the bass together, just so next level and brings about a totally otherworldly vibe for them to me. So yeah, Oblivious is my favorite song by the Strokes, and gonna come out here and say that all of these songs have been my top 10 for them for a long time. It really took a lot of thought and care to be like, do I swap any out? I don't know. I don't think I should, because all of these songs mean the most to me, I think, from any of the rest. Though, some honorable mentions. Get into that real quick. It's hard for me to not put Last Night on here because it was so important to me growing up. Hard to explain for the same reasons as Barely Legal. I love the interwoven guitar parts like the most for that sort of thing that they do on that song, and yeah, it's hard to explain why that's not on here. Let's see, let's think of some other ones. The End Has No End. I love that song so much. From Room on Fire. Automatic Stop from that. Reptilia, of course. You know, First Impressions, Heart in a Cage, and Razor Blade. Evening Sun is so hard to not put on there. On Angles. Undercover of Darkness, the fact that that's not on my list just blows my mind. Taken for a Fool. Call Me Back even. I love that. I love those little jazzy guitar songs that they do, like that where it's just guitar. Life is Simple in the Moonlight too. What a fucking underrated song for them. So pretty and beautiful. Come Down Machine. God, Welcome to Japan. Such a good catchy song. Ah, man, it was hard for me not to put any more stuff from that on there. Call It Fate, Call It Karma. Call Karma, Call It Fate. That song's always been really nice, beautiful to me. Yeah, so, yeah, and then the New Abnormal. Shit. So like I said, I could put every song on New Abnormal on this list, but that wouldn't be fair considering there's 9 of them. Adults Are Talking, so cool. I love Selfless. At the Door was hard for me to not put on here. Just because I love that synth, like, and the video to it just complements the song well. It just takes me away every fucking time. Ode to the Mets, Why Are Sundays So Depressing? Such good stuff. I fucking love it all. Love the Strokes, every song. You guys are great. If anyone ever hears this. So yeah, hop in here, let me know your top 10 lists. Please like and subscribe. Can't wait to see you in the next video, the next artist that I do. Can't wait to see some suggestions, see who gets in here. It's gonna be a fun time, I think. So I hope you all are looking forward to these videos. Y'all have a great day. Peace and love.